Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How is your week going?
Going wonderfully.
Yep. Any new industries that are catching your attention?
We've had some inquiries from hard money lenders for cannabis. Yeah, pretty much. I pick up the phone, and it's another industry that's really waking up to the necessity for getting their business out and increasing their rankings on Google. Just more motivated, right?
Yeah. Any crypto companies?
No crypto companies yet.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm always interested in learning.
The day is young.
Yeah, the day is young. Woohoo! All right. I love it, though. Nice. Now, today I wanted to start off our podcast, actually. So first, I want to set this up. So, if you go to a business coach or you talk to anyone, they're going to say, hey, you need a one-liner for your business. So that way you can explain to someone what your business is, and you have, less than 2 sentences to do it. So that way you can go, I'm a roofer. That's easy. But, the more kind of you delve into that one-liner for your business, the more you end up just saying something that just doesn't make sense, right? You've probably run into those people who are like, I'm in whatever. And you find out that they're in dental sales or something, right? So that's really common. And we want to address that. Countless times I see websites that do this too. And the reason why it can be a problem is because that website has to speak. One, of course, is humans, but the other one is Google. And so Google, obviously, not a human, doesn't have a whole lot. That AI that we're always talking about doesn't really have room for extrapolation or kind of understanding what you might think is so obvious. So before we get on this, I wanna run some by you. If you can pick the industry. Ready?
Ready.
All right. The tradition continues.
Acting.
HVAC company. Okay. Here we go. This one, life is short. Love your work.
Life coach.
Whoa, close. Business coach. All right. Ooh. Yeah. What? What did you just think of in one, too? All right, here we go. World-class design at your service.
Electric vehicle manufacturer.
Graphic designer. That one's the best one. All right. Last one. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Genius Factory.
No, that's a solar company.
Oh, I wonder where that guy got. Yeah, I think Ben Franklin first thought of that one. So.
All right. In the Google world, all of those.
Oh, we're done?
You can just shrug and go. You can imagine that the algorithm is just shrugging and going, I don't know. So when that happens, right, when that algorithm shrugs its shoulders, you can bet that you're not going to be reaching your potential or your target audience, right? Because when you confuse that algorithm, it's got to guess, it's got to look, all of this in, 0.2 seconds, right? It is so fast that the bots go through your site. And if you're forcing that bot to kind of put things together, then you're always going to lose. And your competitors aren't doing that, right? So the competitors are really straightforward. You can do both when you have a web page, and so you can make it so that you're talking to humans, but then also the underlying words, the underlying language, you can make them larger in Google Speak, so that way it stands out more. And definitely that algorithm will understand your business more. It understands more, and then it will serve your website to more of your potential customers. Make sense?
Kind of. Google's not going to buy anything from all the HVAC companies or the business coaches. So
No,
why not
but
make it more directed to them?
well, what that robot's trying to do is put your business in a box, so that way when someone is looking for an HVAC contractor they can trust, Google will serve them HVAC contractors they can trust. So, or HVAC contractors that have the words "you can trust." So that is part of this. Like, having the tradition continues. That is, I don't know how you make the leap there, or it's very, very tough to rank when you don't speak to that Google search engine. Okay, so
Okay.
3 things that you want to worry about when you're doing this. Of course, you can have that kind of language, like I said, but underneath that language, you can have your designer kind of mess with the heading structure. The heading structure means a heading 1 is usually the largest words on that page, what that page is about. Most designers use that as a font choice, but we can make that a how important is this sentence choice. And then we can make that sentence smaller or larger, whatever. We can change the size of it so that humans either will see it and not really care, or really see it and they'll be like, oh wow, that's way too big, kind of thing. So you can do it so it looks normal, but that for Google, when Google sees that H1, that is the most important part of this page, what this whole page is about. So you can get your information in there. Okay, so they could have life is short, love your work in big, bold letters, but make that a paragraph setting, make that text look giant. But in Google's eyes, it's not as important as the line below, which says business coach for all of the San Francisco Bay Area, for example. So that's a way that you can do that. You can make that H1 of business coach, which for all of the Bay Area, you can make that look smaller, but in the background, change its importance. It's H1 to an H1, so that way it's important. Okay?
Yep.
The other thing
makes sense.
You can do. Yeah, sorry?
Yeah,
question.
I said makes sense.
Okay, good. The other thing you can do is with schema. We've done episodes on schema in the past. Schema is the language that underlies websites that speak directly to the search engines. So in a specific language, so that way you can say, we're an organization. You can tell that search engine a ton about your business. And when you do, you're taking that ambiguity out of it. So that's really, really, really important. You can do schema for almost any live events, for local businesses. What kind of business? Your hours, your geographic location, your longitude and latitude, credit card information. What do you take? Toll-free lines, all that stuff. You can do, it is really deep how much schema can help your website. So definitely don't just depend on a plugin to do this for you. Have your designer give you a full, robust schema, especially for your homepage. Okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Last one that I want to recommend. This is on your Google business profile. It used to be called your Google My Business. It's your Google listing. If you go into the dashboard for that, you can click on info and then you can scroll down to your services. Now, many times Google will suggest services that Google thinks you might be able to take care of. So for example, for Magnified Media, when I scroll down there, it says engagement service, advertising agency, digital marketing agency. Google has automatically generated all of these basically subcategories for us. Now, if I agree with that, I can just say, okay, agree. We definitely do web accessibility, for example. So what does this signal to me? This signals to me that this is a great topic for us to start writing content around. You can make it a whole service page, or you can make it a series of blog articles. But whatever that is, this is what Google is telling you. Hey, we think that you can do this really well. So you should say, if you do that, if you offer that service, you should react to that and start building content on your site that says, hey, yeah, we do that, because Google it's a kind of a feedback loop, right? You're reinforcing that, yes, we do this other stuff too. So super important and an easy way for you to pick up new things, services that maybe weren't there before, or Google didn't know that you actually did until you start creating content for it.
Sounds good. Sounds
there
perfect.
You go.
Yeah. All right.
That's all I got. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
How often should you be, reviewing this stuff? I know with my own site, I'm kind of looking at it as like, oh my gosh, there's stuff on there that we really need to update. And it's really embarrassing when a customer says, hey, you you haven't been doing that. Anyway, so how often would you recommend reviewing the website?
For basic things like year in business and stuff, of course, every year, but every 3 months is probably fine to go through and make sure everything is up to date. You definitely want, if your site is on WordPress, you want to have a designer that or someone that you employ, or you, who's going into the back end, making sure all the plugins are updated, making sure that your site hasn't been hacked, check the users, make sure there's no users from whatever Russia or something on there. Just
Definitely.
Make sure everything's healthy, right?
Oh.
That's something you should definitely do. The health of your site, you should have it set so you're doing that at least monthly. Because if you fall down on that, your site's going to get destroyed, unfortunately.
Definitely will add that to my quarterly list. I don't know about monthly, but quarterly is probably really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just pay somebody monthly at least to make sure your site is healthy. So,
okay.
Good one.
Sounds good.
Jamie. All right. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast and you think it would be helpful for you, chances are it will be helpful to someone else that you know that might have their own website that they use for business. So feel free to share this out to those people. Share it out to your networks. We would really appreciate it. Make sure to give us 5 stars wherever you are listening to this, especially on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out. And then lastly, if you have a question about anything in local SEO or what you can do to improve your visibility on Google, feel free to go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, and then search for any topics that you can find, or anything that will help you discover more about what you are trying to discover. And then also, if that topic is not there, then feel free to send us a message either on LinkedIn or Facebook, Local SEO in 10, and we will try to address it on a future episode. So thanks very much for listening. Thanks for sharing it out, and we will talk to you next week.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.